Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us. Today, we are going to be talking about how to get over a creative block. Now, we recently posed this question to the team, kind of asking for their favorite tips and hacks, and we've been sharing those on our Instagram and LinkedIn profiles. So, if you aren't following us on those two platforms yet, definitely check us out. But one of the things that I noticed as I went over the different pieces of feedback from our team is that most of them fall into one of two categories. First, the category of giving your brain a break, letting the project simmer a little bit, and letting your mind just kind of subconsciously work on it while you're doing something else. Or two, taking the pressure off of yourself to write a perfect first draft. And so today I'm going to go over a few ways that you can use both of those. So one of my personal favorites is definitely taking a quick break from whatever you're working on creating. I know no one is going to come up with the greatest idea just staring at a blank Google Doc, right? So sometimes it's just really helpful to get up and give your brain a break from a creative task and let it simmer for a little while. I know School of Life did a great video on this a while back about the importance of staring out a window and just letting your brain subconsciously work through things. A few of the ways that our team has done that is by going for a walk, especially with a pet, taking a break to make themselves a snack or maybe a cup of tea or coffee, and then coming back to their desk with the snack or with the cup of tea or coffee to kind of fuel the rest of their creativity, or turning on a favorite playlist or podcast and knocking out some chores around the house as their brain kind of sorts it out. So those are some great ways to give yourself a break from the creative task. And as far as taking the pressure off, our team had some really, really great tips on this area that I definitely want to try. One is letting yourself write a bad version of whatever you're working on, or a bad version that you'll come back through and you'll fix later. Turns out the end result might not actually be as terrible as you thought. Another great option that they brought up was skipping the intro if you're working on a written piece, and just start working on the body paragraphs and come back to the introduction later. The introduction can a lot of the time be easier to write once you've taken some time to really write out your main points and get a little more comfortable with the subject matter. And the third tip for taking the pressure off is just moving to a cozier spot, or maybe grabbing something like a throw blanket or a pillow that will make your space a little bit more physically comfortable. A lot of the times we forget that our physical space can actually have a big impact on whether or not we're able to relax. So that can be a great way to kind of de-stress, relax through the process, and get those creative juices flowing. What about you? What are some of your favorite hacks to get over a creative block? Drop a comment below. Let us know what you're up to, and we would love to have a conversation about it in the comments. I'll see you next week.